Hello dear guys, welcome to my channel. Today's topic is very important. We will discuss how to describe about yourself in an interview. At most job interviews, you will be asked, in one way or another, to tell the interviewer about yourself. If you find yourself getting nervous when this question pops up, don't worry. While it's not an easy question to answer, we have some tips and examples here, so you can start practicing how to respond to this question. Describing yourself in an interview setting requires showing honesty and humility, while also making yourself look confident in your abilities. Interviewers almost always ask this question because they want to know what you are like and how you view yourself. Ways to describe yourself in an interview. While you might have an idea of what traits and characteristics you want to highlight about yourself, you might not be sure how to format your answers. Sometimes, an interviewer wants you to give a detailed description of your character, and other times, they just want you to summarize who you are in as few words as possible. Either way, we have got you covered. In the examples below, we have provided some sample interview questions and answers, along with some bonus tips. Feel free to take sentences from different responses to create your own, unique way of describing yourself. While we don't recommend using these answers word for word, they should give you an idea of what good, effective interview answers look like. Additionally, we highlight different strengths that may fit your personality or goals in the interview room. Every business, interviewer, and position can value different character traits. It's important to know how to use that to your advantage. Be sure to read the summary at the end of each tip to understand why and when to use them. If you are a flexible and resourceful person, then you can reply, I like to think that I'm a very flexible and resourceful person. Even when things change at the last minute, I'm able to adjust accordingly and meet tight deadlines. At my last job, the schedule was constantly changing, so I needed to be highly adaptable. Despite the chaotic environment, I always finished tasks on time. Feedback. Use this style of speaking when interviewing for a position that requires a lot of changes on the job and strict timelines. This line of speaking is reserved for interviews where you have already researched the position and know what you are getting yourself into. It reinforces to the interviewer that you can handle the pressure that comes with constant change. If you are asked to describe yourself in 3 words, you should give a short but meaningful summary about yourself. Sample answers. I would say that I'm creative, hardworking, and detail-oriented. I think that I'm an analytical, dependable, and responsible person. Feedback. This is one type of short answer question that you'll hear from a trained interviewer or one who just read a book or blog about interviewing. It's often heard at the beginning of the interview as a means of leading into more in-depth questions about your answer or at the end as a means of summary. Have an answer ready to this question before you go into the interview so you can answer back quickly and confidently. Even if it isn't asked, you can use those self-descriptive words as a framework for other answers to the interviewer's questions. Even if you are not asked the question directly, you will always need to describe yourself in an interview to one degree or another. If you are asked to describe yourself in one sentence. Sample answers. I am a hard-working and driven individual who isn't afraid to face a challenge. I'm passionate about my work and I know how to get the job done. I would describe myself as an open and honest person who doesn't believe in misleading other people and tries to be fair in everything I do. Feedback. Describe yourself in one sentence is the other way to ask the short answer question. Take note of the summary above and use the three-word description as part of a summary sentence. This way you'll have an answer to both questions with the same words. X. I'm hardworking, driven, and fearless. I am a hardworking and driven individual who isn't afraid to face a challenge. Now we will discuss the final tips on how to describe yourself in an interview. Now that you know how to describe yourself using positive words, it's time for some final tips that will help you formulate your own answers. Here are a few things that you should keep in mind on how to describe yourself in an interview. First of all, first thing is, keep things positive. It's fine if you want to talk about your strengths and weaknesses, but try to focus more on your strengths and positive attributes. Remember, an interviewer will be less inclined to hire you if your description is overly negative. So, be sure to keep things bright and positive. The other thing is, don't boast. This is the difficult part when it comes to how to describe yourself in an interview. You want to make yourself sound good, but you don't want to sound arrogant, too confident. Instead, try to focus on your best qualities while recognizing the areas in which you could improve. The other thing is, be honest. It's easy to focus too much on the goal of impressing your interviewer. Oftentimes, this can lead you to exaggerate or even lie about your personality, abilities, etc. So, try to be honest with your answers. Even if you get the job, you might find it difficult to meet their expectations if you lied in the interview. Make your answers personal. The example answers above are meant to give you a general idea of how to describe yourself to an interviewer. That said, you don't want to give generic answers about yourself. These won't make you stand out as a candidate. Instead, try to personalize your answers. You can do this by mentioning your hobbies, interests, or experiences outside of work. The other important point is, keep it short. While you should personalize your answers, no interviewer wants to hear your entire life story. You should always give complete answers that get straight to the point. In other words, your answers shouldn't be long-winded or include a lot of irrelevant details. The other things is, be confident. Most importantly, in an interview, be confident about the things you say. Employers are looking for individuals who they can have confidence in to perform the duties of a position, and that starts from the first interview. After all, if you don't have confidence in yourself, how can they have confidence in you? Okay, dear guys, before concluding, we recall that. Keep things positive. Don't boast. Be honest. Make your answers personal. Keep it short. Be confident. Okay guys, thanks for watching and best of luck.